As you beat the drum of the basis that gave birth to your asking, without even knowing it, you hold yourself in vibrational discord, and you're the only one left out of the vibrational escrow. Now, when you reach for better feeling thoughts, eventually you become closer and closer to this vibrational vortex, and in time, it sweeps you in. In other words, this vibrational vortex, managed by law of attraction, brings in everything that is a vibrational match to it. So when you request improvement in your staff, source is on it. There are people all over the planet who are a perfect vibrational match to what you're asking for, making their way. In fact, already there vibrationally, already there. But if you're over there beating the drum of the inappropriateness of your current staff, you hold yourself out of vibrational alignment with the staff that has already been amassed. So the perfect person who answers your dreams, whether it's the lover you seek, whether it's the person who holds the next key to your financial unfolding, whether it's the person who answers the request, the specific request you've been asking for relative to your business advancement, that person walks right into your room, says hello to you right to your face, and if you're over here beating the drum of the question, you don't hear the answer. So the basic message that we're giving you with this best ever demonstration of the two vibrational aspects of you and the way your guidance system works, the reason that we're giving it to you in this powerful way is because we want you to understand that you've got to be a vibrational match to what you're asking for, or you cannot receive it. If you continue to ask the question, then you hold yourself incessantly in step one. If you say, where is it? 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 It's not here. It's not here. It's not here. It's not here. I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see it. It's taking too long. It's taking too long. It's taking too long. Why is he getting it? Why not me? Why he's getting it? Why not me? Why he's getting it? Why not me? Now, all of those questions have been beneficial to you in a step one sense, because every time you're dissatisfied, you ask for more. So your escrow keeps growing and growing and growing, but you hold yourself vibrationally discordant to your own vibrational fortune because you keep asking the question rather than moving on to the most important work that you do, which is the step 3 part of the equation, which is where you try to find the feeling place of what you've been asking for, where you try to be less pessimistic and more optimistic, where you make an effort to praise rather than criticize, where you look for positive aspects rather than negative aspects, where you are hopeful rather than doubtful, where you try to be optimistic rather than pessimistic. It's not that hard. It's not that hard to lean in the direction of what you want. When you are a vibrational match to thriving, you hook up with the other thrivers that law of attraction has amassed in your vibration. When you hook up with needers, you hold yourself apart from the thriving you've asked for, and law of attraction hooks you up with other needers. It's just law. It's just truth. It's just fact. It's just evidence of vibration. So you can play it any way you want. You can tell a needy story. You can tell a prosperous story. And if you're in need, we understand how the needy story comes easier. Those words are easier, and in many cases you've practiced them longer, and you have very funny stories to tell in your needy way. But if you will begin practicing the new story, if you're in need and you tell an angry story instead of a fearful or powerless story, your angry story will serve you, because there's more empowerment in your angry story than there was your needy, powerless story. But after a while, your angry story will not serve you. After a while, a less angry story will serve you better. And after a while, a story of frustration will serve you. Now, if you're really feeling powerless, don't try to tell a positive story. You'll choke on your own words and trip over your own tongue. It will backfire because those vibrational frequencies are too far apart, and you can't fake it. You can't fake a vibration to the universe. So if you are telling a story of frustration, Now try to tell a more hopeful story. And once your hopeful stories on the dominant subjects of your life become normal practice stories to you, when you start feeling hopeful, when you are in a place of hope, you are in the vibrational range of your vortex. And if you can stay there, if you can manage to maintain a hopeful story, I'm really looking forward to, wouldn't it be nice if? Wouldn't it be nice if? Won't it be nice when? If you can maintain those good feeling stories, you'll be close enough to this vortex that it will bring you in to where the rendezvous and the things that you've been asking for are. And then, as the manifestations begin to occur, you easily move from hopeful into knowing. This is our way of explaining to you, and we so want you to hear it, about the utter well-being that is amassing, because Source is not holding the problems of your world in vibrational escrow. Source is holding the solutions of your world, the answers to your questions. Source is the expanded version of you. And Source has expanded because of you. If you had not lived the life and asked the question, Source would not be standing there holding the answer. And law of attraction now is responding to this that you have put there. We want you, before you leave this room today, to get a glimpse of this vortex that is swirling on your behalf. We've been calling it your vibrational escrow because those are the best words that Esther can find to express to you that when you ask, what you're asking for is held by the consciousness of the energy that creates worlds. And as it is held there, and law of attraction is now responding to that powerful, potent, poignant thought, all things that are necessary for the complete, full-blown manifestation of your request are gathered by law of attraction to that spot. In other words, feel the vortex and all things being summoned to it. The people, the places, the events, the materials, the money, the resources, the ideas, everything necessary for the completion of the idea that you gave birth to in your contrasting experience is amassing. And we call that vibrational escrow, and that's worth knowing about. Don't slough it off as airy-fairy non-physical stuff. This is the essence of all that you know as future life experience. It's big, it's expanding, and it is the best of everything that everyone has lived. It's worth talking about. And if you want to call it God, we don't blame you. It's bigger than the word God. It's bigger than the concept God. It's bigger than all that is. It's bigger than everything that you have been. It's the culmination of all good things that have ever been. It stands as your vibrational escrow, and it calls you. It calls everything necessary for the completion of it. The peaceful world that you seek is there. The eternal abundance that you seek is there. The resources for your family and their families 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 are assured by this vibrational escrow. It is worth knowing about, and it's worth lining up with. It's worth making the effort. So here's this swirling mass of future life experience in vibrational form, and all things being called to it. And you, dear hearts, contributors to it and creation of it, are often the only missing component. Because you're over there beating the drum of why you ask. I need more money. I don't have enough. 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 I've never had 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 enough. I don't like not having enough. I don't like not having enough. My mother never had enough. My mother never had enough. My mother never had enough. Oh, that guy's got enough. That guy's got enough. That guy's got enough. Drives a monster bus. Drives a monster bus. Drives a monster bus. What is it that I want, and why do I want it? Well, I want things to be done around the house. Why do I want it? Because I like to live in order, and I like to be on top of things, and I like to feel productive, and I like things to go well, and I like to live in order, and I like things to flow well, and I like the feeling of alignment that I get with all of that. So now, with statements like that, you do the energy work first, and in that alignment, then you will be inspired. Now you're tuned in, tapped in, turned on to the result you want. And now, in that alignment, the people or the ideas of your own activity will occur to you at just the right time. When you take the time to do the coming into alignment first by envisioning the results that you want, the best way of describing it, for years we've been saying, find the feeling place of what you want. Now, as we've been describing this vortex, this vibrational gathering of all things that you have been asking for, as you feel the power of this vortex, your work is to get into the vortex. Your work is to get into the proximity of the vortex. And so any story that you tell that moves you in the direction of the vortex, get inside the vortex. What does it feel like to be fabulously wealthy? What does it feel like to have utter financial security? And don't just answer the question and leave it hanging there. Try to answer the question. Oh, it just must feel wonderful. It must feel so good to make decisions about what I'm doing, not based on how much it costs, but solely upon whether I want to participate in it or not. What would it feel like to feel vital and alive and frisky in my body? What does that feel like? What does it feel like to feel alert? What does it feel like to feel exhilarated or excited? What's the feeling of passion? What does it really feel like? When was the last time I felt passion? What was that feeling like? What's it like to be in love? What's that feeling like? What's a feeling of well-being feel like? What does it feel like to wake up and lie in my bed and know that everything is all right? To sensually feel the fabrics upon me and know that well-being. In other words, you got to work at this. You have to focus your mind into finding those feeling places. That is your work. That is your work. Step one happens. Step one happens. We will never say to you, step one is your work. You don't have to work at step one. People show up and act like jerks. Step one happens automatically. Things happen. You don't have to work at step one. Step one is happening to you, really. Step two isn't your work. Step two is happening for you. That source riding the rocket. Your work is step three. Your work is finding the feeling place. Your work is feeling good. Your work is looking for positive aspects. Your work is getting on rampages of appreciation. Your work is trying to find a thought that feels better. Your work is reaching for a feeling of relief. Your work is, here I am. I can lean downstream, upstream. Here I am. That's it. That's my work. Am I going to be optimistic or pessimistic? Am I going to make more trouble of this or less trouble of this? Am I going to stir the pot of trouble or am I going to soothe the pot of trouble? Am I going to throw gasoline on the fire and make it worse, or am I going to throw water on the fire and make it better? Am I a lover or a hater? Am I a complimenter or a complainer? Do I shine or do I cover myself up? Do I amplify the positive aspects in myself and others, or do I amplify the negative aspects? These are easy choices. These are really easy choices, and it's 100% of your work. You are the perfect person for us to come to this culmination with this seminar as we are visiting, because we're saying tell a new story, and you're saying, oh, am I ever sensitive to the story I'm telling?
Seriously.
And we say tell a new story, and you say, oh, I'm so sensitive to the story that I'm telling. Do you have any advice for me? And we say tell a story that feels better. And you say, but this story doesn't feel good. We're mocking you, aren't we? Well, we are appreciating the clarity that you brought to this part of the seminar, because it really is about telling a story that feels good in your gut, period. Telling a story that feels good in your gut. And we would recommend that you let the story be about whatever it is that's active right now. In other words, if somebody is really annoying you, it's a good time to tell a better story. It's a hard time to tell a better story, but it's a good time to tell a better story. But then don't just leave it there. When you get away from it and you're feeling better, now embellish the story and cement yourself into the new, better feeling place. And before you know it, you'll never go back to those really bad feeling stories. And then the feeling will, instead of being one that feels like fear, instead of being gut-wrenching, instead of really being uncomfortable, it'll just be slight uneasiness. And the only time you'll really feel that is if there's something really important that you're really in contradiction about. We've enjoyed this interaction. It has been a wonderful day. We have taken thought beyond that which it has been before, and we've accomplished our greatest intent in that we have alerted you to the existence of your vibrational reality.